And so, when we last left off, we were about to deal with a group of Finns that were heading back towards the stairwell, which was our way out. And this time, actually, when we started things up, it actually went pretty smoothly. Mr. Smith turned himself into a giant freaking dragon and blocked them from leaving the place at all. And the rest of us just basically came up from behind and we just shot the ever-loving shit out of the commander from every which direction. And once he died, his compatriots pretty much were easy pickings. So we killed all of them, and after we managed to kill the little group of Finns that was guarding the way, we made our way inwards and towards like the main temple thingy. So as we started to approach the temple, someone noticed that there was a little bit of light up ahead, and it looked magical. Well, this magical light was apparently some hero dude or some crap like that, and a bunch of Atlanteans who had come along to go, and they were there searching for the crown. It was pretty obvious that that was why they were there. And while they were up at the top and stuff, they noticed us down below, because there was like just this huge group of us wading through knee-deep waters that were, you know, kind of sloshy and obvious. And Mr. Smith had, in this meantime, turned himself into a glowing wisp so that we could actually see stuff. So he was like, you know, emitting light and stuff. So when they saw us, our commander went ahead and he's like, you're here, we're gonna, you know, do something. I can't remember exactly what, but the main point of it was that as he was doing that, this other dude comes out from like behind the temple, and he's like doing the slow clap, and he's like, Scorpion is here, blah 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 de blah, I'm awesome and shit. And this guy was named Symbiote, and apparently the thing with him is that he was a very well-known assassin, right? And like, one of his things is he technically doesn't really have superpowers of his own, but he sort of takes powers from folks as he murders them and stuff like that. And so he has like this terrible mishmash of technological gizmos and magical items that give him abilities and powers and devices and all kinds of stuff basically in him. And oh right, I should note that before this, I just remembered, before this, the hero guy was like, hey, have any of you seen an older man, and he uses magic and stuff? And the thing was that he was looking for Grigori, who is like our wizard NPC that, you know, the Dungeon Master runs and stuff, because this character was actually the nemesis of Grigori at the time, and as such, he was, you know, kind of hunting around for him, and none of us actually gave away that we knew he was there. He kind of hid behind us and didn't say anything. So anyways, this guy Symbiote comes out and he's like, this is my target, I'm gonna do my business. Because basically, for whatever reason, Symbiote had been hired to kill the hero dude. And we knew, or at least the commander knew, that there was a very large bounty on Symbiote. Like, and when he realized that, he's like, oh, if we kill this guy, we're going to be really in the goods with Dr. Destruction. And my character, on the other hand, is like, if he's that wanted, he's probably super dangerous. So I initially wanted to try and befriend him, But it went very badly because I started talking about his father, and I kind of pushed the issue because I was trying to get to know him so that I could find out what else he would want other than just money. But apparently that wasn't working, and as it wasn't working, our commander decided to frickin' shoot him. And so, because he had decided to shoot him, he turned on us, of course, and just started to attack the entire group of us. He teleported my character and my character Vyers and Becky straight up into the air, and thanks to Becky being able to teleport herself, she managed to safely land the both of us by teleporting back down and getting us to a reasonable place. Then he basically shot out like this weird magic green crap that like disabled a couple of my minions, and mostly Commander Warmonger and some other folks, and he went up to the commander's face, trapped him inside this green bubble thingy, and just started beating the living shit out of him really badly, to the point where our commander he was like already wounded 3 times. If he had taken one more wound, he would have been incapacitated. But he was just really not the worst for the wear at that point in time. About then, I interceded and I tried to save him, and I said, look, this isn't worth your time. We can just let this be, and you can, you've got your target, because meanwhile, 2 of our party members had decided to shoot the guy that he was after instead of running away like they were told to, thus not leaving us a distraction to run away with. And so basically he had decided, and my character talked him down enough that he was like, fine, I'll let you guys go, except for him, he pointed out, our commander, because I'm not going to let someone shoot me and get away with it. Well, as we were leaving, I had Ramona attempt to switch places with the commander, but the problem was that for whatever reason, he could see her. I found out why later, but that's to be revealed. But anyways, as he could see her, she kind of backed off, gave up on that, and started walking away. And then Mr. Smith came back as a freaking dragon, and Grigori teleported our commander away just far enough that as Mr. Smith came back, he grabbed him as a dragon, and they started just jetting it, leaving, trying to get the hell out and away from this guy. As they were fleeing from him, they were fighting him the entire time. He went up to them, he blasted them out of the air with like this massive beam of red energy and tried to cast a bunch of spells, but he wasn't successful at it. And at the same time, Mr. Smith barely managed to hang on. He managed to pull through his soak rolls. They started fighting while running. They started shooting at him. The commander shot at him with his rat thumper a couple of times. And like one of them, like he got just surrounded by rats and like attacked by them everywhere. And he kept on coming after them, and he started trying to do different things. But every time he would do different spells and crap, and he was surrounding himself with energy fields. And Grigori was like removing the spells because Grigori figured out that it was magic, and he started counterspelling the guy and removing the magic from him and making it so that he wouldn't be able to continually defend himself as well as he should have been able to defend himself. And so it was a really intense chase and fight at the same time. They were fleeing, they were getting shot at, they were shooting back. Mr. Smith turned himself like he was still as a dragon and like shooting radioactive breath and fire breath and trying to claw and bite at him, and they were getting chased, and finally, somehow, through some ridiculous miracle of luck, despite them being on a very knife's edge of the battle turning either way with how wounded everyone was, Mr. Smith and the commander finally defeated Symbiote, who was a veteran-level character, at least, because, well, one of the things is that he was drawing 3 initiative cards at once and getting to pick the best of them. Like, this guy was serious business to deal with, and somehow they defeated him. So we managed to escape successfully. As a reward for defeating him, we basically got to take his body apart, because Grigori is super magical and a lot of the stuff in the guy's body was magic. So Grigori deconstructed stuff from his body, and the commander and Mr. Smith and Grigori were rewarded with extra power points from that, and we got a $200 million bounty for taking the motherfucker down, which was really great. And Dr. Destruction had a talk with the commander and told him, why did you do it? And he told him, look, it's a bounty and we need resources and we need troops and all this other stuff. So, we had to, it was probably the best thing that we could do. And Destruction was grateful and happy about it. And, when the bounty was split, he didn't give any to the guys that disobeyed his orders, but he did give some money to not only basically my character as well as Mr. Smith. And the Mask of Symbiote apparently was able to sense life, and that's how he could see invisible characters. And as such, Ramona requested that she be given the mask, and the commander saw it fit to bequeath it to her, and as such, she now has a mask that lets her see and sense life anywhere and everywhere, which pretty much is a wonderful addition to her thief skills. So that is where things have ended up. There are more adventures to come, and I hope that you come and listen in on them and enjoy and have yourselves a good one until next time. If you haven't been here before, please feel free to check out the prior episodes. Like, subscribe, share it with your friends that might appreciate it. If you have other good role-playing game stories you'd like to share, go ahead and share them in the comment section below. Catch you around!